like a Ben Pfeiffer old throwback kind of video, even less structured than normal, and just talking about random shit think about when I'm watching basketball. And I just want to talk about one of my current favorite basketball players in the entire world to watch at any level, Flory Bidunga, class of 2024. I believe he is committed to Kansas for next year, which is going to be very exciting, and you'll very quickly see why. He's like a top prospect in 2025 draft, 2024 high school class. Extremely good player. And he also does shit like this. Like, I don't really think I've seen, like, he gets off the ground, like, he's one of the best vertical athlete bigs I've ever seen. Look how high he gets. He is blocking this with his elbow. He's so fast off the ground that there's really nothing that the defense can do. He's so good kind of starting from this free throw line extended position and sliding down with a driver, timing up a block, and he is pinning this at the top corner of the square. Normal stuff. Absolutely normal stuff. I love this rep here. He destroyed Xavier Booker, a fairly high 2023 recruit in this game, where you can see that Booker jumps, leaves the ground while Flory. I mean, you can't really see the feet here, but like he's leaving the ground, jumping. Flory jumps after him and is still able to get to that ball. The quickness off the floor is really special. Flory is a very disciplined defender. The thing about Flory is, like, it's not just raw defensive tools that like flash. Like, he's a genuinely extremely impactful defender at the high school AAU level. Very disciplined and smart and pretty technically good for someone his age who's also, I believe, fairly new to basketball. He's pretty disciplined, unlike a lot of young bigs. Isn't going to like jump at any guard floating into the air towards the rim. Stays down and is able to contest. I don't know if they call that a foul, but that's a bad call. Where sometimes he will break that discipline and go full like Hakeem Mutombo mode and obliterate some poor jumper. He is, some of the jumper blocks are some of the funniest blocks you'll ever see, and he has like the Giannis like transition stuff that a lot of high school bigs can sometimes do. I mean, look at where Flory jumps from. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Amazing coordination and speed to stay in bounds here, stop and throw. There is not much by way of like handling or creation at this point, but I wonder about the upside with plays like this, where you can see how fast and coordinated Flory moves, how low he can get his torso, and of course making a solid decision there, if not an easy one, on the break here. So many plays he will get a block. Again, we see him jumping way after. This guy is already like getting towards the peak of his jump, and Flory's toes are barely off the ground. The quickness is special off the floor. And then we see him handling in transition a little bit. The handle is bad. Like, it's not like he's actually dribbling by anybody, but it is very fun to watch him move and handle in transition. And there are plays like this that you will see at the AAU level, which is hilarious. This isn't even like a random crappy high school team. Like, this is AAU competition, and Flory just dribbles through. I mean, any high level defender would probably pluck that handle, but the speed is crazy for like a 6'9" center who can like legitimately blitz through a defense. And one of the long-term concerns with Flory will be the size. Even guys with elite tools on both ends at the center position are very much hampered by that size, with Flory not being a shooter or not a handler at the moment. Like Jalen Duren with awesome tools and skills, and is probably always going to struggle with being 6'9". But Flory is like as good an athlete and plays as much above his size as you can ask for. The recovery tools are going to be bonkers. Plays a little bit too high and drop here and gets beat, but once again is able to quickly leap, tip that shot with like his left middle finger and stop. He's such a great mover. And one of my favorite traits is just like the fear factor that he already has. Like, guards just do not want to shoot. Look at his hips moving. Look how quick the hips open, how quick the feet are moving. Wild athletic stuff. And then guards just don't even look at the rim. He's one of those players, especially against lower level high school competition, that is just hilarious to watch. There are flashes like this where we see a Hansel working to his advantage, and this is the stuff that, again, I wonder if there is any unlocking. I don't know if Kansas will be the place to do it, but we're look at the flexibility, the explosion out of a move that you see in these tiny flashes from Flory that probably aren't going to be anything, but maybe at his 100th percentile outcome, going to be a ridiculous lob finisher in general with his vertical athleticism. He gets up so freaking high all the time. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone jump higher on a lob. I probably have, but this is absurd. This is dunk contest stuff in just like a random AAU game. It's genuinely absurd, the catch radius that he is going to sport. The scoring isn't great at this point. Very much like post limited, and he'll do shit like little turnarounds and hook shots. I do think he's a pretty good passer as well. The decision making on these simple plays, like he doesn't force bad shots. He makes quick passes in the flow of the offense, and he can hit cutters as well when defenses fall asleep. But the athleticism is so special. Like Anthony Davis, maybe this is high school Anthony Davis, was also equally quick and explosive off the ground. Probably more so, also was giant. There aren't a lot of players that I have seen or I've scouted at the high school level who are athletic like Flory and who can do the stuff that Flory does. There are obviously going to be limitations with him, offensive skill and size being the main two, but I don't see a reason that Flory can't be like the number 2 pick in 2025. I mean, he's not going to be better than Cooper, but but he might. I think he genuinely has that kind of ceiling, especially if he can flash any perimeter stuff at all at Kansas, which would just be incredible. But I love Flory. He's so much fun to watch play basketball. Sub to the channel and my Patreon if you want more. Thanks.